Hello, my dear students. I am Priyanka Koiri, your science teacher, and the chapter that we are discussing is Human Eye and the Colorful World. Okay. So, in the last class, what we have learned is that we discussed about refraction of light through a glass prism, right? Then we discussed about dispersion of white light by a glass prism. There we explained what is dispersion and what is spectrum of light. Okay. And we also discussed that recombination of the spectrum of white light produces white light. Okay, that means whenever we combine the spectrum of the 7 colors, we get white light. Okay, then we discussed how rainbow formation takes place. Okay, and then we discussed about atmospheric refraction. Okay, in today's class we are going to see the examples of atmospheric refraction in nature. Okay, so let's start. So the very first phenomena that we see due to atmospheric refraction is twinkling of stars. Okay, so we all love to see the twinkling stars at night. So how does it happen? Let us discuss it in detail now. Okay, the twinkling of star is due to the atmospheric refraction of starlight. Okay, the light coming from the star, okay, it undergoes atmospheric refraction, and for that twinkling of star occurs. Okay, the starlight on entering the earth's atmosphere undergoes refraction continuously before it reaches the earth. Okay, so the starlight that is coming from the star, it undergoes continuous refraction through the earth's atmosphere before it reaches to our eyes. Okay, since the atmosphere bends the starlight towards the normal, the apparent position of the star is slightly different from its actual position. If you remember, in the last class I told you that since the atmosphere, okay, the surface near the atmosphere near the surface of the earth is denser, as a result the light coming from the stars is bent towards the normal. Okay, so for this reason the star that we see is actually different from its actual position. Okay, so from this diagram you can see that the actual position of the star is different from what we see. Okay, this is all because the refractive index is increasing as we move towards the surface of the earth. Okay, so whatever the star we are looking or we see in the sky is actually different from that. I mean, the position of the star is different from what we see actually. Okay, further, the apparent position is not stationary but keeps on changing slightly, since the physical conditions of the earth's atmosphere are not stationary. Okay, so this apparent position of the star that we see doesn't remain same, it keeps on changing because the physical conditions of the earth are not same. Since the stars are very distant, they approximate point sources of light. Okay, so the stars are very different from very far away from us. As a result, we take them as point sized sources of light. Okay, as the path of the rays of light coming from the stars goes on varying slightly, the apparent position of the star fluctuates and the amount of starlight entering the eye flickers. Okay, it means that the path of the rays that are coming from the star, it changes. Okay, it changes because the position is changing. Okay, so since the position is changing, the amount of light that enters our eye, it also changes. Okay, and this causes flickering. The flickering causes the star sometimes appear brighter and some other time fainter, which is twinkling effect. So because of this flickering, sometimes more amount of the light enters our eyes and sometimes less amount of light enters our eye, which is nothing but your twinkling effect. So I hope it is clear that how the stars twinkle. Okay, so it is all because of atmospheric refraction, and for atmospheric refraction only twinkling of stars takes place. Okay, this is a very important question from your examination point of view. Okay, now moving on to the next. So what do you think that planets also twinkle? Stars twinkle, no doubt, but do you think planets also twinkle? Okay, so do planets twinkle? The answer is no. Planets are closer to the earth than stars. Okay, so planets are quite close as compared to stars. Okay, the light from the stars are considered as point source of light, and the light from the planets are considered as as the extended source of light. Okay, so the light from stars are your point source light, but the light that comes from the planet, well, planets don't have their own light, so it is considered as the extended source of light. So the total variation in the amount of light entering our eye from all the individual point size sources will average out to 0. Okay, so because of this reason, the light that is the variation in the light that comes to our eyes is 0. This nullify the twinkling effect. So for this reason, planets do not twinkle. Okay, clear? Now moving on to advanced sunrise and delayed sunset. Okay, so what is advanced sunrise and delayed sunset? So let us understand. The sun is visible to us about 2 minutes before actual sunrise and 2 minutes after actual sunset due to atmospheric refraction. So because of atmospheric refraction, the actual before actual sunrise we can see the sun, and after sunset also for about 2 minutes we can see the sun. Okay, by actual sunrise, what do we mean? By actual sunrise we mean that the actual crossing of the horizon by the sun. Okay, so when the sun crosses the horizon, that means sunrise has taken place, and when it goes down the horizon, it means sunset has taken place. But even though before sunrise and after sunset we can see the sun for about 2 minutes. The apparent flattening of the sun's disk at the sunrise and the sunset is also due to atmospheric refraction. Okay, clear? Now let us try to understand what is this advanced sunrise and advanced sunset with the help of a diagram. Okay, so this is your advanced sunrise and advanced sunset diagram. So let us consider there is an observer here, and you can see on both the sides there is horizon. Okay, so the real position of the sun is below the horizon in case of sunset. Okay, that means on the left hand side the real position of the sun is below the horizon, but due to atmospheric refraction we can still see the sun. Okay, clear? So this is all about your advanced sunrise and delayed sunset. Now moving on to scattering of light. Okay, so what is scattering of light? Scattering of light is the phenomena in which light rays get deviated from its straight path on striking an obstacle like dust or gas molecule, water vapors, etc. So what is scattering of light? Scattering of light is a phenomena when light hits an object or hits an obstacle, its path get deviated. Scattering of light gives rise to many spectacular phenomena such as Tyndall effect, red hues of sunrise and sunset, blue color of the sky. So scattering of effect is quite popular, very important phenomena, and for this scattering of light we see Tyndall effect, and the red hues of sunrise and sunset, and the blue color of sky is also due to scattering of light. So let us understand scattering of light with the help of this diagram. You can see there is a particle which is shown by a black colored ball, and incident light which is coming when it hits the particle. Okay, the light rays have deviated into different direction. So this deviation of the light into different direction is your scattering of light. Okay, now let us understand try to understand the first phenomena that occurs due to scattering of light, that is Tyndall effect. Okay, so when a beam of light passes through a colloidal solution, the path of the light becomes visible due to scattering of light by the colloidal particles. Okay, now through a colloidal solution, okay, you know what is colloidal solution because you have already learned it about in class 9. So when through a colloidal solution a beam of light is passed, the path of the light, okay, the path of the light becomes visible. Okay, so this phenomena is your of scattering of light by colder particle is called Tyndall effect. So as you can see from this diagram, there are two solutions. The first one is clear solution where you don't see the path of the light, but in the second solution, which is a bit cloudy, okay, so you can see the path of the light. So the second one shows your Tyndall effect. In nature also we can see Tyndall effect, because the earth atmosphere contain air molecules, water droplets, dust, smoke, etc., right? When sunlight passes through the atmosphere, the path of the light becomes visible due to scattering of light by this particle, okay? Since our atmosphere contains air molecules, water droplets, dust and smoke, when sunlight passes through it, through the atmosphere, its path become visible due to scattering of light. The color of the scattered light depends upon the size of the scattering particles. That means what color of light will be scattered, okay, will depend upon the size of the particles, okay. So very fine particles scatter blue light, and large particles scatter different colors of light, okay. So in nature also we can see this scattering of light. The picture that you see is nothing but scattering of light, which is your Tyndall effect. As you can see, the path of the light is visible, okay. These two are the pictures that shows Tyndall effect, where you can completely see how the from where the light is coming and where it is going, right? Now the next phenomena is this beautiful sky, okay, and the color of the sky is blue. So have you ever thought why the color of the sky is blue? Okay, let us try to answer this question. The fine particles in the atmosphere have size smaller than the wavelength of visible light, okay. So the particles that are present in the atmosphere have size smaller, very small size, than the wavelength of visible light. They can scatter blue light more effectively, which has shorter wavelength, than red light, which has longer wavelength. So because the size of the particles are very small, this particle can scatter blue light more effectively than red light. When sunlight passes through the atmosphere, the fine particles in the atmosphere scatter the blue color more strongly than the red color. So because of this, the fine particles, when the sunlight passes the atmosphere, okay, passes through atmosphere, the fine particles in this atmosphere scatter blue color more, because the particles that are present in the atmosphere are very small, okay, very small. For that reason, this particle scatter blue light only. So for this reason, the sky appear blue to us, okay. So in short, I can say that in the atmosphere, very fine size particles are there, okay, and this fine size particle can scatter only blue light. Why? Because blue light has shorter wavelength. So for that reason, when sunlight passes, okay, and this fine particle scatter blue light only, for this reason the sky appear blue to us, okay. Now if the earth had no atmosphere, okay, then there would not be any scattering of light, clear, and the sky would appear dark. For this reason, the sky appear dark to the astronauts, because in space we do not have atmosphere, and for that reason the space appears dark, okay, to the astronauts, clear. Now this is a beautiful picture of sunset. This red hues of sunrise and sunset, why does it happen, is will be answered now. So the color of the sky at sunrise and sunset. So at the sunrise and sunset, the sun is near the horizon, okay. The light from the sun near the horizon travels through the thicker layers of the atmosphere and larger distance through the atmosphere. So when the sun is at horizon, the sunlight has to travel longer distance, okay. However, light from the sun overhead would travel relatively shorter distance. But when the sun is overhead us, okay, that means due at noon, the light has to travel shorter distance. At noon, the sun appears white, as only a little of the blue and violet color are scattered. Okay, so at noon, since the light has to travel shorter distance, only blue and violet colors are scattered. For this reason, the sun appears white to us. But near the horizon, most of the blue and light of shorter wavelengths are scattered away by the particles of air. Okay, so near the horizon, all the light all the light of shorter wavelength are scattered away. Okay, and what is left with us is the lights of longer wavelength. Okay, therefore the lights that reaches our eye is of longer wavelengths. Okay, thus the sun appears reddish at sunrise and sunset. Since the red color has longer wavelengths, so all the other colors of the light are scattered away. Okay, and what is only left with us is red color. So for that reason the sun appears reddish, okay, at sunrise and sunset. So from this picture, as you can see, that when the sun is at noon, it has to travel short path. Okay, so for that reason it appears white. But when the sun is at sunset or during sunrise, it has to travel longer path, and all the colors of the light are scattered away, and what is only left with us is nothing but red color. So that is the reason we see the sun as red during sunrise or sunset. Okay, now let us recall what we have studied. We discussed about twinkling of star, which is caused due to atmospheric refraction. Then we answered the question that do planets twinkle? So the answer is no, planets do not twinkle. Then we also discussed about advanced sunrise and delayed sunset, where we can see the sun 2 minutes before the actual sunrise and 2 minutes after the actual sunlight, and it is also because of atmospheric refraction. Then we discuss an important phenomena, which is your scattering of light. Okay, and we discuss Tyndall effect, where the path of the light becomes visible. Okay, then we discuss that because of scattering of blue color, okay, the sky appears blue to us. And finally we discuss the color of the sky at sunrise and sunset, which is red color. It is also because scattering of red light, which has longer wavelength. Okay, so with this we have come to the conclusion of this chapter. I hope you like this chapter, and thank you so much for listening.